The elves are defending TARNOST, allied with the Eastmen of Rune, and today they face 3 armies of men, allied with dwarves. Confused how these alliances came about? So am I. What's up, guys, and welcome back with some more Rise of Mordor for you today. My name is PopeJohnPaul, and yes, we have a glorious 4v4 on TARNOST that is just about to begin as the siege towers are well, I don't know, moving towards the walls. What do you say when like a tower's moving? It's not really dragging. I guess being pushed. It's probably the best way to put it. Being pushed, isn't it? I do apologize. It's like way past 12 in the well, in the evening, technically morning, I guess, and I guess a bit of a brain fart. But yes, this is a pre-recorded one for like the day I'm moving away, basically. I'm moving back from uni to back to home at this point. So when this video will be out, so I won't be able to do a video, but so this one will be pre-recorded. But anyway, less about me and more about this glorious 4v4 that we have for you today. As you can see, Dale is landing on the wall here, and we have he looks like he's going to be facing a bit of a sandwich over Woodland Realm and also Loki Rim Maceman from Rune. It also seems like he will be joined by Gondor on this side. So it seems like it's going to be Woodland Realm. Oh, this Woodland Realm unit just got battered by a trebuchet, I think. The trebuchet is literally just here, and he's guarded by, well, every elite unit that, like, Gondor could find, it would seem. They're really paranoid about maybe a sally out, I do not know. But, I mean, there are cavalry ready. There is, in fact, actually, varied lances ready to go out and attack these running with men-at-arms. Yeah, so the first bits of combat are underway. Yes, so we have Woodland Realm, we have Linden, Imladris, all allied with the Eastlings, and then we have Gondor, we have Dale, we have Rohan, and we have Erebor. So we have a lot of, well, we have a lot of men here today. And I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see Rohan on the attack. That's the one I'm quite interested to see. Not actually seen them do an assault yet. I've seen them on the defense a few times. They've done okay in some scenarios, and some they haven't. And this one that's gonna be interesting to see. And they haven't really got any cavalry, which is like their strength. Like that's all they're like known for. And they don't think they brought a single unit of cavalry. I mean, they've got some back here. Here we go, hidden in the forest. Though technically not hidden, I think the enemy can see them. But we have Knights of the Mark back here, and we have, who do we have? We have Aemir here today, one of the unique generals. So that's nice to see. But yeah, so if you're enjoying seeing Rise of Mordor on the channel and would like to see some more Elven versus Dwarven action, as we can see here, going on, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe from around here, and a comment to show your support. And let me know in the comments who you are rooting for. Are you rooting for the defenders, men and dwarves, for the attackers, sorry, men and dwarves? Or are you rooting for the defenders, the elves, and the evil men of Rune? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, this is certainly a glorious fight that we have today, and the defenders are vastly outnumbered. They have 5,000 men against about 8,000. But the elven armies are always typically much smaller, but much more elite. And you can see here the shock infantry of the dwarves is getting beaten back by the elven shock infantry, which does really well on the wall, basically. They rip them to shreds. I mean, it's a better place for them to get more protection from arrows. Like, you can't shoot them as much, not in, like, plain sight. And they actually just rip units up so well. These dwarves of the Red Mountain are falling down. Yeah, so they're doing their bit there. Along the wall, as you can see, actually, yeah, Sword Thane's getting ripped to shreds as well. Rohan is certainly having a rough time, but like that, on this wall. They're going to have a rough time. Rohan's infantry not good. They haven't got any shock infantry in their roster. So that is something that Rohan will suffer with. Certainly on an assault, and these Sword Thanes, yeah, just going to feed these Elven infantry some easy kills. We've got Axe Thanes now dropping down as well to join the Sword Thanes on this part of the wall. And, I mean, the Elves, yeah, they're still wrecking these guys. They are still, like, beating 2 units here. It shows how good they are. We've got early men at arms, and we've got a Guard of the Golden Hall, which I'm glad to see they at least brought their elite spears, even if they are spears. I usually do say don't bring spears on attack, but in the case of Rohan, I would bring them if I was attacking. Woodland Realm down here with their spears, their Asgardian spears. They're holding up against these Ringwood Vale men at arms. And they're getting oil poured on them. That is going to be a pretty unpleasant situation for them to be in. They can't retreat, otherwise they get burnt. If they go forward, they get speared by an elf. Over here, it seems this is where Dale's going to make another, like, further assault. He's also, while he's assaulting the wall, he is also going to assault this sort of, I guess you could say ledge. I mean, I don't know, ridge line. I don't know what you call it. But we've got Linden up here ready. We've got Noldorian spears here. We've got Noldorian swords in behind. We've got archers here. I mean, these archers, if only they were in range. They were great. I mean, they can barely see anything, but they can see like the city on beyond, and it looks awesome. Look at that sight. That's a scary sight. I mean, yeah, down here they are wrecking. Well, I just realized actually might be a 3v1. You know, I think like Linden seems to be most over here, as does the Woodland Realm, as does Eastlings. So you know what? Like Imladris is facing 2 armies on his own currently. Could be a rough battle here for Imladris. He's gonna have a rough start. I mean, he's doing okay at the moment, cutting through these sword thanes, but as like more and more waves come, he's gonna have a rough time. I mean, actually, I don't know if this is not Dunland, surely. It's not. I don't Dunland. And what am I on about? This is not the dwarves. Is what I meant to say, but it is. It's the dwarves indeed, and they're getting yeah, wrecked. I mean, they're getting shot nicely in the back. Who's that by? These Noldorian archers here. These are They are provided by Linden. So Linden is giving some support to his Noldorian ally. But yeah, interesting to see. I mean, they are, I guess, the 2 strongest factions over there potentially. I mean, the dwarves are. Actually, I say that. Gondor and dwarves are probably the strongest. Dale's probably 3rd. But yeah, they're really committing a lot of forces over the defenders to really stop this side. I guess because they just think it's the harder side to defend. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's just a miscommunication. And I certainly feel like Linden wasn't supposed to be on the ledge. He put a lot on the ledge. And then decided that he didn't need it all there inside retreat and stuff. Yes, these Loki and Macemen should get through these Gondor swords. I mean, they are losing the air. The maces do a lot of like armor penetration, and it looks like Dale is now concentrating his entire army up here. It looks like he's going to go all through this like one spot, which actually makes it harder for Gondor. Gondor's now got to like fight all of these troops here on his own. That's going to be pretty hard. He's already running out of troops. Like his reserves are just his elites. He sent all his swords up, and all his swords are getting beaten back. What have we got over here? Knights of the Mark that got sent round. Don't know why they're there. Yeah, a lot now routing on this wall here. I mean, this is not a good sign. I mean, one thing that like Rohan has to remember is that they do have good archers. I mean, the garrison of Hornburg very, very good, but they're gonna need them to be like firing very, very well, very, very accurately today, because these Noldorian swords are gonna be a pain to kill. And now the early men at arms are now up here. These guys are probably not going to find it easy as well. Shock infantry in Rise of Mordor, as in most Attila mods, and mostly in Attila anyway, generally if you're new to Attila. Shock infantry excels well against spears, especially in Rise of Mordor. So this shock infantry, in the confined space on the wall with spears, well, there's only one winner really. There's only one winner. And it seems like the dwarves now coming more troops. We've got now some elite shock infantry coming out. I can see Elven from veterans, which is still one of my favourite looking units in this game. Let's just slow-mo it down a little bit so we can enjoy this unit, this beautiful unit. I mean, this is just a unit you'd run away from. If you saw the Elven from veterans coming towards you, you're running away. You're turning around. You don't even care if your friends are dying. You run away. The Elven from veteran unit is just nasty. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. They're like getting flanked. They're getting flanked on two sides. Noldorian swords here, sorry. Flanking this Warriors of Red Mountain. Warriors of Red Mountain aren't a slouch either. These guys are nasty. And, like, they're just getting outpositioned. Outpositioned on the wall. A wall assault is always the toughest thing to do. It's why I always like to bring, like, a catapult just to give myself another way in. Because, otherwise it sucks if you get stuck on the wall and this happens to you. It is so frustrating to watch. I mean, these Noldorian swords are starting to lose, but I mean, so the dwarves. Eventually, dwarves will die before the elves. And same going on over here. Well, this is Dwarven Barrack Guard, the most elite shock infantry available to the dwarves, and it's getting beaten by a Noldorian sword. That is going to be so frustrating for this Dwarven player. I do feel for him a bit. Yeah, the dwarves have got to rethink their strategy. Like, they can't just keep sending up shock infantry and hoping to get through. They're not going to do it. Over on this side, Gondor as well. I mean, he needs to really, really think. He needs to start thinking, okay, where are my strengths? Where are we doing well? Answer is not many places at the moment, but this potentially could be a good spot. The pole arms here, the Lake Town Guards with gold chevrons, by the way, coming up. The Island Guards get actually minced by the spears here, or they were. I think it's because of the shock infantry. But yeah, the pole arms here, They could do really well against the elves here. The elves don't have any polearm units up here, it would seem. So they could use that advantage. They just need to keep pushing those Lake Town guards forward. They're not the greatest of polearms, but they're polearms all the same. And yeah, I don't think Lyndon's got any polearms here. There's a fair amount of stuff in reserve. I'm surprised there isn't any Noldorian nobles on the battlefield, especially with them being so elite. I would have thought they would have been brought in like a lot of them, but no, apparently not. Escort mercenaries over here. So it's like, why did Erebor bother to put some escort mercenaries here? But fair enough. They've clearly been in combat somewhere. I think they charged up here on this slope earlier. Yeah, Dale's just getting ripped up here. I mean, Daelian infantry is just going to suck against the Wooden Realm. And on a wall assault as well. That's not going to end much better. But the defenders right now, I mean, they're cutting through these attackers. Look at the numbers they've got it down to. It's now down to 6,000, we'll call it, against 4,500. The defenders lost about 700 men. They've killed about 2,000. Going by those odds, it's going to be an easy victory. But something tells me from the length of the battle, I feel like the tide of battle is going to change at some point. It's got to change at some point. I mean, if the attackers want to achieve anything, something's got to change. Good to see over here now that the Lake Town guards are winning. I mean, that is a good sign. We've got shock infantry going. Gondor sending in infantry. So Gondor isn't quite out of stuff. He's just redeployed it. It's a good idea. What's back here then? What have we got back here? Gondor sword infantry. Okay, so Gondor is like got more stuff around here, which is good to see. I thought he was out. Good to see these. It looks like Gondor and the Dale are now going to go through here, which is not a bad idea, but will it mean that all of these defenders can go elsewhere, redeploy to either like the other side or come up the slope, support there. And it looks like already we're seeing like Lokium Halberdiers get sent back. I'm a bit concerned that these pikes are about to go up this siege tower. Please, no. Either way, don't go through this gate because you're going to get killed by oil, and don't go up a tower because you definitely die. But it looks like we're about to see Fountain Guard here go through a gate. If I can just, excuse me, camera. Oh my god, this camera and this gate. Thank god. Alright, okay. I was a bit worried there. Look at that. Ringlet Vale inflicted one whole kill on this Lasgarden Spear. They lost an entire unit down there. Mainly to oil, I think. But even still, not a good sign. These Lokium archers are going to get back on the wall and they're going to focus this Fountain Guard down. Gondor should just honestly retreat. Like, he needs to just go back up here. And they just need to rethink their strategy. They're in a real bad spot. They just need to fight where they can win. They don't need to fight everywhere. Fight where you're winning. I know that sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but I've seen often sometimes people just sacrifice units just to occupy units, and sometimes it works. Sometimes it is very useful. But right now, I mean, we've just witnessed most of the Gondor sword infantry just die on that wall. If they carry on sending stuff up there, they're going to have the same thing's going to happen. The tower's been destroyed. Okay, so it looks like the dwarves are actually making some progress. This is Dwarven Barrack Guard. They've lost a lot of men. And I don't know if they've got really any kills. They're getting shot at by Linden archers over there. And they're not in a good spot. They're right out in the open, which is not good for shock infantry. I mean, they can either get shot or they can get charged by cavalry. Really, they need to capture this gate, which, I mean, what have they got here? That's just, what's this pole on? Please tell me this isn't Tomb Wardens. I mean, it's Erebor Halberdiers. Either way, it's not a good sign that thing's already wavering. But yeah, I mean, look at these Noldorian swords. They look so pleased with themselves. How many men they lost? Like, I don't know, just a cheeky, like, 17. These guys are bloodied up. This is going to be all Dwarven blood. This isn't their blood. That's Dwarven blood. And now they're trying to shoot them off the wall, which, I mean, not a bad idea, but it's not a cost-effective use of ammunition, put it like that. But yeah, it seems like the wall over on this side, the fighting's nearly over. TARNOST is currently not really seen any defenders inside it. They've got to the walls and that's it, which is, I mean, the civilians will be loving this. They were like, well, the defenders are doing a good job. Good thing we hired these elves. I just realised as well, Gondor's attacking its own city. What happened for them to lose it, and also for the elves to be fighting to take it? It's a very weird scenario. Yeah, I mean, Gondor's just fighting a losing battle here. Like, these troops, Eastlings are just so much better. It's kind of a shame, though, because Gondor used to be really good. I don't know. Gondor, I feel like, it's not really got much strength to it, but it is a strong faction. Its Foundguard are very good. Its Citadel Guard are very good. Its infantry won't be Eastlings, but it'll be just about anything else, like other sword infantry. Maybe not Lasgar and Blades, actually, either. Any other sword and shielded unit probably will beat. I mean, which isn't saying much, because that leaves, like, Dale, Mordor, Rohan. That's about it. Doesn't leave many other options. We've got shock infantry in now for Gondor. The Warriors of Loznark are in here. They're doing their bit. I mean, they're not the greatest of shock infantry either. The polearms, they seem to be doing the work. Lake Town Guards, not lost many. I lost a few. Look at this elf down there. He's like, no. Tell my mother I loved her. And we've got Noldorian spears routing. Archers being sent in. Well, I like this tiered defense they got going on. Like next in is the Noldorian swords, then spears, and then after that is shipwright nobles. So they're already the elites from it. So, I mean, this is a bad sign, I guess, for the case of Lyndon. Lyndon maybe running out of reserves. I mean, he's got like archers on the other side, but like his infantry on the infantry front might be running low. Good thing that we've got some halberdiers coming over though, some low-curum halberdiers. These guys are going to be needed for these Lake Town Guard. They're not the greatest of halberdiers, but they're a good enough match for Lake Town Guard, I'd say. They're a pretty similar standard of those two. But it seems... Rohan. Give up, Rohan. You're not going to make it in. And now we've got Guards of the Golden Hall here. These guys, I also can't see making it through. How many men have they lost? About 20. I don't know. They might kill this sword unit off. But something tells me they won't. Like, Guards of the Golden Hall are great and all, but again, it's a spear unit fighting shock. On a wall. But yeah, I mean, it's still one of the best looking units, that's the thing. Guards of the Golden Hall. Though they probably don't do too well against elves, they look goddamn awesome as this unit. It's a beautiful unit. I love, like, the modeling. So yeah, well done to, like, the devs. They're just... As always, this mod looks great. Just beautiful. I have no words. Oh, looks like they've broken through over here. The elves have been forced back. And now onto this, I mean, this spear line. I don't know whether actually... I say shock infantry beats spears. This is pretty poor shock infantry, and this is pretty good spears. It will be an interesting scenario who wins this. And usually when shock infantry charges in, it gets, like, the spears lose to start with, and then it evens out. They didn't get that. They didn't start to lose. Makes me feel like they're going to be perfectly fine. I mean, they're going to be fine now because the Noldorian swords got thrown in. He's got a sea of golden armor here. Where are those halberdiers? They're needed. They're on their way, though. They're on their way. Noldorian archers with fairly full ammo firing. What are they hitting? So they're shooting Gondor archers. And these Gondor archers, these Gondor archers are happily going to shoot down here, though, at the Woodland Realm. I guess, in fairness, Lyndon had very few targets to shoot at here. He's more likely to hit his own men. But yeah, I mean, you can barely see. You can barely see. But Gondor is shooting. I mean, he's going to stop now, isn't he? Yeah, no, he's going to stop. He's going to start shooting over there. But he was shooting all the way down at these last Garland spears. Pretty damn, like, good range. Oh, that is a bad sign, though, yeah. Noldorian swords are losing, as are the spears. These halberds, I mean, these Lake Town Guards, which are a halberd unit, doing really well. And I'm kind of glad that they've changed from being a shock infantry to halberd. I used to hate it, but now it's normality, but also I feel like it just gives Dale a better... helps Dale a bit more. They don't need the shot. They have good, like, all-round other stuff. Okay, here come the low-curum halberdiers. And the Gondor archers are focusing them down. It's a good play there by the Gondor. What we got coming up? I don't think they need to send more in, though. I mean, what they need to do is stop blowing up their archers, because it's making a nice, easy target for the elves. But they don't need to send more in. This is a perfectly good amount of troops in here. What's he going to do? So he's gathering a lot of... Is he going to try and push through this gap? I mean, there's no gap here to push through. Don't know what he's doing. Anyway, that's all going on over there. Let's go back over to... well, I mean, do we want to really go back over here? Rohan and the dwarves are not having a fun time. The dwarves are throwing in their general, by the way. Mansion Reclaimer's in. It's never a good sign. The dwarves are all dead. Are they all died on this wall? I don't even want to know, really. The numbers, though, it's now 4,000 versus 3,500. I don't know what happened to that Barrack Guard. It's just got murdered, hasn't it? It came up here and died. I've just seen. This is where all the bodies are. And 2 mortars. I can see a golden. Oh, what happened? Dwarves, what happened? Whoever's playing the dwarves. They didn't honor them very well. Yeah, now they're sending with crossbows. I mean, these crossbows are landing here. They could have landed across over here at least, where there's like an empty wall. Instead, they chose to land in the one spot where there is elves. Seems like you're just wanting these crossbows to die. I mean, even like how weak this like Noldorian sword is, they'll still cut down plenty of these crossbows. Probably kill them all. They are winning. I know they're losing now, but they were winning a moment ago. And finally, with the horde of Guard of the Golden Hall here, they look like they're going to break through this like defense on the wall. Finally. The dwarves is like got a tiny couple of units as well still here, but I mean it's really just down to like Garrison the Hornburg. What's this? Yeoman of the Mark, Garrison the Hornburg. I mean at least they're pretty good infantry. Like they are actually pretty good infantry. What they need to do is capture this gate, and then they can get their cavalry inside. That's what they're waiting for. Like Rohan's put a lot of money into this like Knights of the Mark, yeah, and he's wanting to get them inside. I mean what's over here? We got Loki Rim now being sent over because they're basically dealt with Gondor. So we got like, 2 units of Loki Rim here. This'll probably help clean up what remains of like the Rohirrim infantry, I imagine. I mean, it's a fresh Noldorian sword down here. So I mean, they've got plenty of infantry to stop them. I don't know how. I mean, it's going to be this. This is going to be the push. This push here from Dale is what they're going to have to rely on. Right now, they're doing a good job. Look at this. Halberdiers being beaten decisively by the Lake Town Guard. This is where all the action's going on. That's why we've been here for so much. It's also where the attackers are making all their headway. I don't... like, they're getting murdered everywhere else. They're not getting murdered, but they're having a tough time. In the case of the dwarves, may have been murdered. Shipwright Nobles getting sent in now. That's always a bad sign when the elites get sent in. Means you run out of everything else. I mean, really... They should have just fallen back and then just let the archers do their work. Like these archers here have all used their ammo up, and I bet they've all used their ammo up shooting at other archers. They should have just used it up. I mean, they've been shooting this Lake Town Guard looks like it's been taking a bit of abuse, but they really need to. Okay, Gondor, what are you doing? What is going on here? Gondor. What are you doing, man? Okay, so Gondor's general just sent in his general. Okay. That didn't work. And that's done a lot of damage to the Lake Town Guard. That's not starting to die. I'm going to say that, yeah, I don't think that helps at all. And I know he's not dropped, because if Gondor had dropped, that's just a bizarre charge by Gondor then. These infantry would have moved forward if Gondor had dropped. I mean, you can see Gondor's now sending all of his forces this way. It's a smart move. There's no point staying down here. It's just a death zone. But yeah, the spears, the polearms are starting to lose. It's not a good sign. They were doing so well. They need more support. That's what it is. They need more infantry in there. Now sending his spear guard. Yeah, I mean Dale's infantry and Dale's armor looks beautiful. It really does. Still looks good to this day. One of the first factions out, and if they do a reskin on it, I've seen like obviously like. Some of Gondor's units are getting reskinned, like certainly their Fief units, which is fair enough. They could do with a reskin, and also Mordor. I don't want to see Dale getting touched. Dale, beautiful. It's just beautiful. certainly they're like their spear guards and their daily swords and like the archers, like all the basic mainline train stuff looks amazing. It really does. Mansion Reclaimers down here. These guys are getting beaten up as well. They're down to 53 men. How Mansion Reclaimers, I just remember being like said to be insane. And right now I'm just witnessing one getting killed by a low Cura infantryman. What the heck has happened to these guys? And they are getting shot at as well by Noldorian archers. And they're getting surrounded, in fairness. I mean, Mansion Reclaimers, yeah, they were like, oh, the armor on them is insane. You're going to need to charge cavalry at them to kill them. Not the case. Not the case. You can kill these guys pretty easily. They seem to die a lot quite quickly. The general's died. Oh, it's actually as well the Dwarven General. The Dwarven General has just fallen. That's never a good sign. And what's happened over here then? Why is all this cavalry coming over here? Have they found like a glitchy hole or something in the wall? I don't know, but they've destroyed this tower. And they're bringing all their cavalry over here, so I wonder whether there's like a place you can like walk through the wall. I don't know. We're gonna see in a moment. But they've managed to get cavalry inside. I don't know how they've managed to get cavalry inside when they don't have a gate. So I'm gonna presume that there's like a glitchy wall somewhere and they've snuck it through, because there's been a few maps like that. I don't honestly believe they've captured a gate. Yeah, there is. There we go. There you go. For anyone wanting to know how to get inside Tarnos very easily. Rohan has now got his entire cavalry army inside. He could have done that a long time ago. Probably saved a lot of lives as well doing that. We've got escort mercenaries now inside. We've got crossbows firing up here. So finally the civilians have something to worry about. Because cavalry and there's actually infantry and stuff to worry about. And what the heck is going on down here? Oh, Gondor. These Ithilien Rangers are pretty good in combat as well, and they're just letting them get mauled by oil. Nah, this is not good. Not good at all. Yeah, they're not going to have a fun time as Ithilien Rangers. Maybe they're just down there in a distraction, but even still, not worth it. And Elves are retreating, but Dale is still pushing forward. Marksman and Dale getting sent in. Got a fresh unit of pole arms up here now. I mean, it's all good. It's all good signs for the attackers. I mean, right now they are doing a lot of damage, and they've still got a lot of nasty stuff to come up. We've got Citadel Guard, pikes, got more Gondor infantry, more spear guards, still got archers with ammo. I mean, they're doing a good amount of damage. I mean, the numbers now are literally even, which, I mean, that's not a good sign for the attackers. Oh, but I mean, they are now starting to do the damage to the defenders, and they have their cav inside, which is the most important thing. Their cav is pretty nasty. I mean, it's now engaged with Woodland Realm down here. This is Aomer and the Knight of the Mark. Rohan cavalry is supposed to be some of the best in the world, or best in Middle Earth. Now fighting two generals and some varied lancers. I mean, neither of those charges are anything to write home about. So I mean, they're gonna need to rely on like. No, I mean this could be a good charge here. I mean, just all you need to do, yeah, just go up this hill, just smash this Lasgarden spear. It's a thin line. I think you can knock through your way through that. We're about to find out in a moment, anyway. Here we go.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
Knights of the Mark, and they got their way through, sort of. They're gonna go on through anyway. That's a difficult one to say whether you could push through that one. I mean, I'd say they could. I'd say they could. Looking at like when they actually did go through, you can see the damage done. But I mean, it's a rough one. The next unit's gonna just do a lot more damage. The shield wall's gonna try to be reformed. Oh, they're gonna run at them. That's a bad idea. Yeah, that one was more convincing. You could run through now, definitely. Definitely could run through now. I mean, they can rear charge this spear here, and then this is gonna cause a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I mean, that spear's lost like nearly half its strength just because it's just charged forward there. But yeah, here comes all this cavalry, and this is going to do a lot of damage to the rear of this Lasgarden spear. A literally untouched Lasgarden spear at this point. Got 100 out of 100. No longer has 100 out of 100. Down to 93. That probably is that number's going to drop pretty quickly. There you go, 88, 87. Yeah, these guys are going to start to get cut down. But they're spears. You wouldn't want anything better like engaging this cavalry. And it looks like, oh, look at this. I mean, I'm not surprised at this. Woodland Realms Cavalry, over time at Elven King. Used to be one of the strongest cavalry in the game. I don't think it is anymore. I honestly don't know what would be, I'd say, is the strongest cav in the game anymore. But, yeah, they're doing well against Knights of the Mark, which they will, because it's shock cav versus melee. And now, like, shock infantry getting sent in, so that's always a good sign. Aemer's now coming up, though.
Enemy forces have seized our gates.
Their gates have been seized by, well, it says by Erebor, but it's not. But it doesn't really matter, because even though they lost the gate, they hold the walls. They killed all of Rohan. Literally, Rohan's entire infantry army has died up on this wall. What a brutal way to go. And the elves will have decent numbers up here. I mean, they are not going to, like, looks like the Rohirrim archers are here, but it doesn't really matter. Good rear charge there, though. Elven King now is losing, as is the shock infantry, but they've broken that shock cav. I mean, they're going to have to, yeah, get Aemir out there pretty quickly, otherwise he's going to start losing, and he's going to end up dead like that Knight of the Mark. He equally may be in trouble now. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Rohan's not got an army left to worry about by some archers. I mean, this side has just been brutal for the attackers. Being truly brutal. I mean, it's still been equally brutal on this side, but I feel like that's more from mistakes. I mean, both sides the attackers have made mistakes, in my opinion. This has been the Dalian push here has been pretty much the only effective spot. They've done a really good job using units that, I mean, the enemy don't have. What is this? This is, okay, Gondor's got a general all the way up here. He's now charging the into archers. But yeah, honestly, they've done. This is the only good spot they've done any good damage, and it shows. They made the most distance. Literally, over here they didn't get past the walls, and I mean they got past the walls here, but only just because they found like cheating gaps, I guess you could say. But yeah, Rohan's about to lose his general. I think he's getting shot at. He's fighting spears. It's just a recipe for disaster. And there you go. These we're hearing getting thinned out. And there you go. Emma's broken. General's actually. Oh no, General's dead for the dwarves. General has recently died as well for Rohirrim. So that's 2 generals down. I don't believe any of the generals are like dead yet. And also these Garrison of Hornburg are having a fight Loki Rim. This can only end badly. Look, like Garrison of Hornburg will do okay against most infantry, but I don't think it's this fresh Loki Rim. Not with this Rohan player either. Not being like too offensive to Rohan, but just having watched what's happened. He's not ended well on walls. He's not had a good time on walls, put it like that. Like now I'd be shooting this, just shoot this unit as it's running along cross here with the Garrison of Hornburg. Or you get your ally here, just charge the shock infantry with your cav. I know it's not as good as it used to be escort mercenaries, but you might as well get it to charge something. Yep, here we go. Gondor is, well, Gondor and Dale are making the push here. I mean, they are close to the cap point, but there's a lot at the cap point. I mean, there's a lot of banged up units. But there's a lot of archers as well. A lot of elven archers as well. These are as well in particular. And there's still also some runic ones as well. We're now about to see the remains of Lyndon make it back. Lyndon's had a pretty rough fight, I'll give him that. Lyndon's had a tough fight. Probably the toughest out of any of the defenders. The other guys have had a pretty easy going. That's my opinion anyway. I mean, other people are like, no, such and such is a pretty good job. And that's fair enough. Just from my view, I think the attackers could have done a much better job. Especially since they had, like, vastly more numbers. Vastly more numbers. They had 3,000 more men at the beginning and they didn't make it show. I mean, also, you could argue, like, faction selection was a bad choice. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who was playing Rohan. If it's an experience, like someone I recognize, like an experienced player. But even still, Rohan on the attack is just not a good idea. I mean, it'd be interesting to try, see how hard it is. I can't see it being a pleasant experience. Rohan on the attack is just lacks a lot of stuff. Put it like that, it just lacks a lot of stuff. And what's just charged in there? Okay, that was the Dalian general just charged into a bunch of Lyndon troops there. Got an okay charge off.
Our men run from the enemy.
But the numbers now are 1,700 attackers versus 2,100 defenders. So I mean, the defenders now outnumber the attackers. That is probably the worst. You can have even numbers is bad, but like being outnumbered as an attacker, unless you're like elves, it's never a good sign. Elves or dwarves particularly, yeah, it's never a good sign. There you go, breaking through. Well, they're trying to. Garrison the Hormog over here is going to get beaten back. And the final few elite archers here getting cut down, beaten up by maces. And they're running for their lives. They're running for their lives. Here we go. Columns of infantry coming forward now. Fountain Guard look like it might be getting sent in first. The front line's not too far away, boys. Be careful. It is not too far away. Dale's done a good job. Underrated faction often, but it's done a good job today. And I mean, these boys look just mighty fine as always. Daily in armor, gotta be up there as one of my favorite. But I say this about most of the armor. I mean, guards of Golden Hall look amazing. Daily in infantry, like basic trained daily in infantry like these guys, looks awesome. Really, really does. I mean, also Lake Town Guard. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the uniform, but it's just good. It just gives you that nostalgia of the Hobbit, because these are the boys, like, literally guarding Lake Town. Look glorious. Yeah, so just kind of admiring uniforms while we wait on the final clash, because, well, all the defenders are, all the attackers and cleanup over here, apart from a mere 72 Garrison the Hormog. And I don't think they're going to be causing too many problems for the defenders. And over here, some Athelian Rangers there. I don't know what they're trying to do. Gonna get run down is the answer. Oh dear, that is not good. That is not good. Oh dear. So yeah, this happens sometimes. I've realised when there's been a lot of fighting around the gate, and you sally out with your cavalry, your own cavalry. Often, if there's like just one random straggler that's like by the gate for the enemy, just set off the oil when you run out as well. Yeah, and they hadn't actually claimed the gates. That didn't help either. So actually, yeah, there you go. So that was the issue. They charged out, not actually owning the gate. That was more the problem. Also, it can happen when you control the gates and a random like defender, like a random attacker, runs out, and you're running out as well. You do friendly fire like that. There you go. Perfect example. It's like they were doing it just for me. I don't know if the general actually died. No, he didn't. That would have been really unfortunate if the general had just died there for the Eastlings. But here we go. A big old choke point mosh pit. This is what we like. And this is why I like to see multiple factions like fighting on either side. It just looks glorious. It really does. There you go, the pike's forcing them back. Battering Guard, still one of the nastiest units in the game. I wouldn't want to mess with these boys. They're gonna have to they're bringing forward halberdiers, but these guys aren't gonna stop the Battering Guard. They've got the range with their longer pikes. Turn it around, just get the nicer side of artillery. Yes, there we go. Citadel Guard coming in as well. Then I love the Citadel Guard as well uniform. Talking about nice uniforms. Let me know which is your favourite looking uniform in Rise of Mordor. I'd be quite interested to know. I've got quite a few. Still forcing them back, you know. Gondor for like such basic uniform. I mean, wouldn't say the Citadel Guard one's that basic, but it's not elaborate, but it looks really good. It just looks nice. I don't also like what they're doing here. Hopefully they're not pushing through. I don't think they are. They are forcing back the Wooden Realm a little bit. I don't know if it's just because of weight and numbers. Not really sure, but they are now going to be able to chase down the Wooden Realm. That's got on spears, setting up the wrong way. Get out of there, boys. Yeah, they need to get out. Citadel Guard doing their bit. Well done, boys. Well done. You got in. But, I mean, you're now in a bit of a kill box. Here we go. Nice kill box formed up. If they've got any archers left, these marksmen, they'll have no ammo. Oh, no. Okay. No ammo left for the attackers. They can't deal with that halberdier. Unless... Oh, I don't know, actually. No, they are shooting... What are they shooting it with? Oh, these guys. I did think there was a marksman today with fairly decent ammo left. Yeah, it's just shoot those halberdiers. I mean, also the Fountain Guard will do the job. Like we just already said, they've got the better range. I mean, currently Gondor and Dale are getting a bit of an advantage and like making some ground because all the other attackers are on the other side.
The unit's ammunition is spent and it can no longer fire.
But yes, Gondor is making some nice headway. I mean, I say that. He's about to get flanked by Warlords of Rune. He's about to get cut down. I don't know, these Warlords of Rune, they're pretty battered. How many more reserves are there to arrive? There's a few. But less some shock. Okay, it's only 13 shock infantry. I don't think they're going to be coming and save the day. They haven't got too much in the way. I mean, the defenders are throwing in everything. I mean, also, by the way, there is a general over here. We have the Woodland Realms general going all the way around. He will be facing. Well, actually, no, this is Bane Steps. This is also the general of these things. But they have stuff ready. They have Spear Guard ready, prepared for this. I mean, this is also a good sign though for the for the defenders. Sorry, because they're now drawing troops back. And they actually are on the retreat, Gondor. Gondor is on the retreat. I don't know if they're retreating to this choke point here, that's where they want to fight them, but they're losing a lot of men just from retreating. Retreating is probably not the greatest thing you could have done. They needed to leave something behind. When you retreat, I see it happen so often now. In Rise of Mordor, 1212, people retreat with everything. You can't retreat with everything. You have to sacrifice something to hold back the horde of attackers, defenders, that you've are trying to hold back, that you've been fighting for so long. Like, so in this scenario, you have here these things and Wooden Realm are biting at your heels. And you've got to go, well, someone's got to stay back to hold back to save the rest of the men. It's a sacrifice, and you didn't do that. It's cost them a few men, especially elite Citadel Guard. Can't afford to lose them. Where are the pikes? Have they died? Or what happened to the Fountain Guard? I don't remember them getting cut down. I must be just going blind. No, there they are. I can see them. Oh, no. That is actually the sword. Yeah, what happened to the Fountain Guard then? Let's get cut down somewhere in here. I honestly don't remember them dying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember them dying, but apparently they did. They must be under here somewhere. Very, very bizarre. You see, that Fountain Guard was going to be very handy, but it looks like he must have died at some point. What a fool!
Men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Looks like we're about to see... Oh no, the Fountain Guard's there. But it has been beaten up. What the heck happened to it? It was a healthy unit when it went in. Not a clue. Not a clue. But I mean, it looks like Gondor's without a general as well. It looks like Gondor's general died at some point. Probably chasing all these men here. Like an absolute madman. I don't know what Gondor's now doing. He's just chasing. If he just set up in that line, he would be perfectly fine. But he seems like he's just quite happy to just see his men get killed. Interesting tactic out there by the Fountain Guard. It's kind of working though. It's forcing the cab back.
Sharp steel! That's the thing!
Don't know if he can force all three back though. There you go. He's in behind with the Varigade Lancers, and he's going to get a rear charge here. That's going to cause all sorts of problems. Yep. All sorts of problems. And there you go, that final unit is dead, and then they can just happily charge anything they want here, really. I mean, I don't think they can, really, but there's spears and pole arms. And yeah, it's looking a little desperate now at the front lines for Gondor and Dale. Numbers not looking good at all, 900 against 1700. A lot of Gondor infantry getting flipped over shields right now. Yeah. Seems like the new move to do is just to flip Gondor infantry over a shield and kill it. What a madman. It takes so much strength to do that, just to lift a man on your shield and then flip him off. I mean, I guess it might kill him. It would certainly wound him. Make him, winded. Don't know if it'd kill them. So they don't go back and finish them. They don't do the animation like to stab them. They have so many archers up with ammo. Like Lasgarm archers all here with not full ammo, but a decent amount. Enough to keep them going. But yeah, Lyndon and Nimladris, they've had a bloody old day today. I mean, all the elves have, as have the Eastlings. They've all, I mean, the Eastlings seem like they have the most left. It seems like Gondor is trying to I don't know if he's trying to push through or what, but his units are really clumped together. I mean, if I was the elves now, I'd be mercilessly firing arrows into these guys. There's literally nothing to save your ammo for. These Lake Town Guard are dead. They don't realize that they're a dead man walking. Unless they can form square. Oh god, the spear. How did this spear get caught out? What happened to this spear? Yeah, spears somehow just managed to get caught out. But yeah, this polearm's a dead man walking. Unless it can form square, which I don't believe it can anymore. I think it could at some point when it was a shock infantry. But if it retreats, it gets run down. If it stays here, well, the infantry's going to get beaten over here eventually. So I mean, in all honesty, just shoot all your arrows into this big old blob here and you'll be fine. Can you go up on this wall? I don't think you can you? If you could go up on this wall, then you'd have an insanely good angle, back down into your own walls. Just pick off whoever you wanted. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's certainly been an interesting one, put it like that. Certainly been some interesting tactics. Hopefully you've learned a few things when it comes to assaulting the wall. First lesson, don't bring Rohan. Doesn't work. And also, if you realise that your first wave of infantry is dead, I mean, in the case of Gondor, he did realise, when your first wave of infantry is dead, don't continue to push more troops up. 9 times out of 10, the same result is going to happen again. But you saw with the dwarves and the Rohan, they continually try to push up more infantry to the same spots against the same infantry, and the same result came out. You just need to reevaluate and think, well, okay, maybe in the case of Rohan, we'll just pull away from that just to go over here. Rohan, for instance, instead of landing on these 3 points here, he decides, well, I have the majority of men. I don't know how he only brought 4 towers, which is possibly a mistake. He has a couple more down here. Well, yeah, I don't know why they didn't decide, you know what, we have extra couple of towers, land further along the wall, take some of these other walls on. I don't know if they can, maybe not, I don't know. Don't know if these walls are actually scalable. Certainly might not be, honestly, but yeah, they're scalable over here, it seems. And this is they should have attacked this wall a bit more. just to stretch out the defenders, because like I said, they had 3,000 more men. They need to take advantage of that. But again, like I said, big faction selection issue in bringing Rohan. Never a good idea. Never was a good idea. And you see now that Rohan is, not Rohan, Gondor is starting to rout. Won't be long till Dale joins him, it seems. Violent Guard being like one of the last in. Citadel Guard breaking, running through the enemy. Just going to feed them kills doing that. But Dale's had a pretty good game. Dale's probably one of the only attackers that can hold his head up high and say, you know what, I've had an okay game. And it sounds like I'm being very harsh on the attackers. I'm not. They've done an okay job. And the best thing is that they'll learn from this. They'll learn from their mistakes. And the defenders have done a really good job, in fairness. They've clearly, like, the quality in players, I think, was better in the defenders than it was in the attackers. And it's shown a little bit. But like I said, with a bit of experience, they learn a good bit of valuable experience here of the attackers. The Lake Town Guard. I like how the Lake Town Guard turned from being attackers to defenders. They just decided to dismount. They dismounted and remounted. Okay. Interesting. I mean, this is, yeah. This is kind of hilarious. These guys are like, oh, okay, we'll just go around the back, and then now they go back down the slope because Lake Town Guard are just doing a bit. Is this the solution that they've come up with to get rid of the Lake Town Guard? Just send every archer possible down here to go and shoot it. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Might not need to because army losses may come in. The Violent Guard being the last unit here now. No surprises that they're the last men standing. Some elite Dalian troops. They remind me of, I don't know. Their shields remind me of shells. I guess maybe that's the idea. I don't know. There you go. They're gone. And now, I mean, it's going to be army losses. The general's starting to break already. Did he just get a bad... I think he just got badly charged. I think he did. I think he just got murdered in a charge. I don't know. I don't know how healthy he was. It seemed like he lost a few men. Yeah, I don't think he was that healthy, to be honest, either, though. Bane of the Steppes has certainly come out of that pretty badly. They are doing a bit of a run now. But yeah, there you go. The battle is almost over. We just got like 30 seconds left. It seems like all they need to do is charge this general. If they kill this general, then they're probably okay. I mean, to be honest, I just yeah, maybe not, maybe not. I was about to say I just charged the Lake Town Guard. They'll probably break, but some Wooden Realm literally tried that and did die. But there you go, a Pyrrhic victory for the Eastlings and their Elven allies. So we'll end the replay and have a quick look at some of the end results. But yeah, this is an interesting one. Certainly some newer names here that I'm seeing. And actually, I'm kind of like the attackers, kind of like made up of quite a lot of people that do. Fingers here has had a rough game playing as Erebor. He did not have a good game. Just kept landing stuff on the walls and just ended up getting killed. It's just unfortunate, especially with like some really elite infantry. It kind of was a bit surprising that he did get cut down, but that's how the game goes sometimes. It was not nice to see. I think the two Wardens ended up on the wall, and I'm going to assume they did because of those kills. Yeah, the Dwarves did not have a good game. But anyway, we'll go over some of the kills. This was a replay that I took off the Rise of Mordor Discord. I'll leave a link for it in the description if you haven't already joined. It's a great community. But yeah, this was one of Casual's replays. And yeah, he had a really good game, as you can tell. No wonder he sent this one in. He got 111 kills with his Bane of the Steppes here, 247 with his Loki and Maceman, 305 with this one. I mean, they all did really well, did his Maceman really, really well. Wards of Rune, I mean, often I see these guys do poorly, but I mean, 180 kills is not too bad at all. His Halberdiers often again sucking. This one got 90 kills, the other one getting 207. A very, very good result for those ones. And his Loki Archer is getting 130 odd kills there, and his Variglance is getting 85. So not too bad there at all. Then we have Zakinator playing as Imladris. I mean, he just ripped Rohan to shreds, and also the dwarves. Like he held back two factions on his own, really, while his allies really fought all together on the other side. He did get a little bit of help from Lyndon with archers, but he did most of the work on that far side. And he got 90 kills with his Noldorian general here, Noldorian archer general. His swords, I mean, they got some insane kills. We'll work our way up. But I mean, yeah, 159, 195, 292, 323, 445, 444, 440. Some really good kills here with his like his infantry. They've all got like silver chevrons, most of these guys. And 136 kills with his Noldorian archers. So really well done to Zakinator. That's a very good representation of how to play in Ladris. Then we have Fuzzy Dunlop, who was playing as the Wooden Realm. Yeah, he brought a lot of spears. They did okay, to be fair. I mean, he didn't have as great a game as like Zakinator. He was fighting, kind of was fighting a bit of Gondor and a bit of Dale. I'd say he actually arguably had the least like action until the very end. I mean, he had a pretty small army as well. Actually, I don't know, similar size armies as Zakinator. But yeah, 164 kills with his Lasgarn Blades, not too shabby at all. His Lasgarn Spears getting 157. Archers, nothing amazing, getting like 40 kills. It's kind of pretty low actually for Lasgarn Archers. And then we've got Jay Linear, who was playing as Lyndon. Had a pretty good game as well. Had the hardest fight, I'd say, out of any of the defenders, fighting off Dale. And yeah, so we've got 202 kills here for his Shipwright Nobles. We've then got Noldorian Swords getting 74 kills. I mean, like in comparison to Zakinator's, that is pretty low. But yeah, he did have a tough fight, like I said. Noldorian Spears getting 30 odd kills, and his archers did pretty well, though, 180 kills there. So yeah, well done to all the defenders. Then Fingers, as we've been over, yeah, a really rough game for him. I mean, his best unit that got kills was this one here, Erebor Axeroys, getting 64. Actually, his crossbows here, 72. That's not something we want to see your crossbows get the most kills, unless you're maybe defending as the dwarves. But yeah, a really rough game for Fingers. One to forget is all I can say. And then we've got Puka playing as Rohan. Another one that probably wants to forget this game, and I do apologise for showing it off. But yeah, Knights of the Mark getting 105 kills, not too bad. But yeah, not much else. 64 with Aomer. But yeah, his infantry. You just get, I mean, his guards, the Golden Hall here, 40 odd kills is the best of any infantry unit, really. His archers getting, Garrison the Hornburg getting 52. But yeah, again, like I said, you just needed to stop setting stuff in the same spot, and he would have been okay. Then we have Super Cyborg Man playing as Gondor. Again, yeah, I mean, he did really well with his Trebuchet. Look at this, 200 kills. That's very good. And his nice Silver Swan General did well, 119. His swords just all got massacred at that wall. Or most of them did anyway. I think a couple of them did make it to like the final stand, but yeah, he had a rough game. His Fountain Guard, I didn't realize he had two, but he did not get any kills. Like very few kills. This is awful to see, really, because that's 2,000 like gold there just gone. And Sildo Guard did not do great either. And Athelian Rangers, they're expensive, but I'd always rather bring Gondor Archers. It allows you to spend more money elsewhere. So and yeah, they didn't really show up for the money again you spend. Gondor is certainly one of those that like they've got some great units, but if they don't perform, this is what happens. So yeah, unfortunate for Super Cyborg Man. And then we have Ace 9 Stripe, who is the final player playing as Dale. Like I said, I think he had the best game out of any of the attackers, and it shows in his kills. Sword's not doing anything like crazy. I mean, his Vineland Guards are getting 101, Spears getting 94, but his Halberds getting like 500 kills. I mean, this one got nearly 400 here alone. I mean, yes, they got about 600 kills actually in total, you could argue. 393 kills there. So yeah, call that like 400, and 295, call that 300, 700 kills there. Did really, really well. So yeah, really well done with the Lake Town Guard. Marksman of Dale, again, nothing like insane there at all. But yeah, it's just two units for him, kind of like clutched up and allowed him to push a long, long way into the city, and until they just ran out of steam, really. But there you go, guys. That is the Siege Battle for today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.